everyone. Welcome again to our weekly podcast. This is episode 6. It's just time flies. It's already
Oh,
the
I
sixth
know,
week.
right?
Yeah, isn't it, Aaron? It's like, wow, the world in AI especially are turning, faster and faster. Yeah. It's getting more and more exciting, and we're finding out new things. So yeah, and that's today's episode. I think Aaron and I talked about some of the, we're each going out doing some research, and we found some new things to share with everybody. Yeah, but let's kind of have Aaron talk about the glove. Is it called glove? I
Yeah,
think
it
yeah,
is
right.
glove. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. I will say this, that with this exercise in the web series that we're doing here, it certainly has taken me out of my comfort zone, and I've learned a couple of things here and there. So that's definitely a plus. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think.
so anyway, oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that yes, we're all learning and experimenting. I think it's exciting too because it can be spontaneous, and I think that's how some of the innovation happens and things like
Oh
that. We're
sure,
just
sure.
experimenting. Oh wow, we get enlightened. Yeah, so that's the goal in here. But yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Thank you for letting me talk.
Oh, of
Yes.
course. So anyway, like Mary mentioned, this week I thought I'd move on from last week I talked a little bit about Word to Vec, and this week I thought I'd move on and talk about Glove, which is kind of a algorithm, right? Abbreviation
Yeah.
for something called global vectors. It's very similar for natural language processing to Word to Vec, and actually I got a lot of similar feels to Bag of Words while I was kind of doing this little mini project here. But if you remember from one of our first episodes, I talked a little bit about how I'd used Bag of Words with NLP on one of the first forays I made into doing some natural language processing or Gen AI with Java. And the idea with Bag of Words is that from like a product search and similarity perspective, what I'd done is taken each of the words in every single product, and okay, every single, so there's 6 products, so not a lot of data, but the example still stands. And the idea is that you build your vocabulary from that. So you see that it builds the vocabulary up on top here, and ultimately, what you end up with is this. Oh yeah, I know this slide is skipped now. Please go away. Thank you. what you end up with is this matrix of the vocabulary based on your like database entries, or in this case, the product IDs. And the idea is that you have a 1 which is valid, which indicates that the word in the vocabulary is valid for that entry, and a 0 if it is not. Now, as you can see, and this would be a 14-dimensional vector. And just for that first product, it would be like 5 1s and then 9 zeros. And that's the problem with Bag of Words, is that you do get a lot of blank space, a lot of zeros out there. And that can, that can make proximity approximations really, really kind of tricky. However, if I jump, let's see here, it essentially goes through and creates something called a co-occurrence matrix. And this co-occurrence matrix, essentially in the first pass through, looks for like occurrences of words with other words, essentially. So like from healthy fresh dog food here, the word healthy fresh has 1 occurrence of chicken, 2 of raw, 2 of dog, 2 of food, and 1 of beef. So that's kind of how that works. Then what Glove does is it takes the probability of one word given another word, and then divide that by the frequency of the second word. So the idea then is that let's see here. Yeah, so healthy fresh. So this is like the second matrix where we start figuring out all the frequency ratios essentially. So healthy fresh with chicken appears once, but chicken appears a total of 4 times, making that 1 divided by 4, which is 0.25. So that's how the rest of these these ratios are computed. So this is the Java implementation of Glove that I found. Um, I pulled down the this person's repository, and I'll have a link in the in the comments to kind of forward people that way once we're done here. But I created this pet supply which actually does have the products that I'd talked about and listed out just before in the spreadsheet. As we go through, we kind of build our vocabulary based on that file. Then we go ahead and kind of build our co-occurrence matrix, train the model, and then of course we and I'm doing it, but the idea is that I want to see what it's going to come back with similarity for like the healthy fresh pet food that we have here. So if I go ahead and run this, you can see it's done its iteration. So with healthy fresh for similarity, it's bringing back chicken, which is good, beef, which is good, but then like the ball chew toy words, which, well, I don't know how that got in there, but the idea is that, hey, chicken and beef are here, and that's good. That's good. We we had a little bit of success there, but I imagine it'd be better with a bigger data set. But yeah, this makes for a little example of what Glove can do, and like I said, it really bore a lot of similarities to Bag of Words. I thought, in terms of like the math that went behind into kind of building out the vector embeddings, so forth there. That is it for me.
So, yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Aaron. That was great. I always learn, from you, and it's amazing. So for me, right, I was like, we were both each doing some research. So I was like, kind of thinking, right, Langchain is the thing that talk of the town kind of library people can use to interact with LLMs, and it's just everybody knows it. But the thing is, the limitation is that it's only primarily Python, and then on their website it
right.
says also JavaScript or TypeScript, and so I was saying that it's got to be something with Java. So then I looked, and sure enough, I found Langchain 4J. I mean, is what better name that is? Everything kind of like 4J. 4J means it's Java. So I found Langchain 4J. It looks like a pretty good library. I only found it this weekend. I was just like looking, right? It's just, let me kind of look, because there's so much discovery. The whole industry is a discovery, what you call it, like a phase of it, right? So anyway, so that's what I found, and let me share too. Okay, so folks, you can see me right in here. So Langchain for Java is what I've found, and I think it looks promising right now. So just wanted to, right now, because I've only found it, I haven't got time to actually set up and do builds and everything. But as you can see, if I kind of, there's also the link to their project too on GitHub, and I will share that too. But as such, I've already pulled it into my IDE to start looking into it. But as you can see too, the project goals in here is basically simplify integration of AI and LLM. So it's just a port of Java with it. And the thing is too, is interesting. They have also like example in plain Java. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So now you can see my GitHub. So GitHub has a Langchain 4J examples as well. So there are a bunch of examples here. If you click on that README, it will bring you to here. And then there's, for example, the simplest one that we can always think of is that Hello World. So just kind of taking a look at the code at it too, it's basically, and I look into the structure too of the design. It looks pretty decent too. This thing, got the models, and it's basically abstract out a lot of things. You can basically connect to different language models too, which is kind of nice, like this. So over
cool.
here, yeah, that is very cool. And then the Open AI chat model, with API keys and like this, and then with the model, then you can do different things like send messages and things like that. But this one is really just hello world, so it's really the simplest of all examples. So that's very nice to be able to do this in Java. And there's also the embeddings too, that you can do Hugging Face embedding model example. There's in process ones, and also Open API embedding model too. So different things you can do in here. Plus, I was going to say there's also Spring Boot. That's right. There's also Spring Boot example. So that might be something I can try to set it up running, and we can see how that works, especially for assuming folks are in Java too. So working with that. And also, okay, so this is just with this. So let me kind of go. I have to go back to my IDE. So popping back in here, right? So as you can see, I think I'm seeing a lot of potential in here. It's well organized with the core, and then I can actually how if folks are interested in knowing how it works internally, you can actually go into some of these. Actually, where did I find it? There's a Langchain, sorry, Langchain source main, and then you can then find out the model, how it works to like OpenAI, for example. OpenAI, like language model, and how is like implemented. So it's pretty cool. I look at this. The code is actually also implemented quite quite good. In fact, I can read it easily. Everything is kind of nicely designed. So, and then it works with Hugging Face, with the other model, Azure, things like that. So just thought I'd point this out. Plus, if you kind of take a look into here too, it has Langchain 4J for like Milvus, and then also with Pinecone, and again with Spring Boot Starter and Weaviate too. So these, as we
Oh,
know, these
wow.
also
Yeah,
quite,
yeah, for several vector databases, right, right.
yeah, these are like the popular ones or vector database. But the
Mhm.
thing is, the next thing is we get in is to get LangChain 4J Astra. That's what we're gonna get it in.
Right, right.
I believe we will be, yeah, we should be able to have copies of that to enable it to work easily with Astra as well. So that's something I think, we, yeah, and it's a nice find too. And again, these are things that we kind of work with it and trying to search what's out there, because things are so new. We can't just like do searches and find stuff. We have to really like be like nosy, probe around, and then we found things like this. So I'm kind of so glad I actually found this Langchain 4J. I think it's pretty promising. The design is good. You can plug in a lot of different other vector database, other kind of third party libraries to work with this Langchain too. So yeah. So this is what I found and thought I'd quickly share. And I should also then share with you the link, to show it. So there's this here in the below. That's where you can find more information about this project, Langchain 4J. So yeah, okay.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
Mary, do they have any examples for any of those vector tools that you just mentioned?
The vector tools, yeah, that's right. So in fact, if you look into it, there's a separate repo that I found is Langchain 4J dash examples on GitHub
Mhm.
too. That one has the example, some example code right now, and that's something I want to, because I just found out I actually am going to maybe pick something from there next week and can start showing some of these too, like how
Sure.
you can work with it, use from the example directory. So yeah, but otherwise too, this is the project Langchain 4J. So yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. And let's see. So, do we have any other things? Oh, of course. Before we, end too, because I think it's probably about time. I want to share with you, and also encourage everybody. You may be asking, how do I start working with Vector? And of course, at our company, we already have vector search capability built into our Cassandra, which is the Astra platform. So folks are asking, how do I do it? Please, scan this code. It's basically this one. You can go and essentially sign up for a free Astra account too. And you get $25 credit per month, and you get constantly, you'll be renewed too after you're done with a month, and next month you get another $25, and we don't spam you too, which is nice, because even I use my own personal account, I sign up for it, I hardly get much spam mail, which is kind of nice. I mean, occasionally you get one or two mail. I mean, that's good because you need to get some product update, but that's about it. It's really like a
Right,
nice
right.
really nice platform to use. I think because DataStax, we believe in give power to the developers. We're not there to kind of shove food down your throat, so to speak. We're like, we have good stuff, we share with you. That's what we do. So yeah. So yeah. So that's what it is. And yeah, please sign up with our Astra platform. Actually, I should actually share with you. Why didn't I do it sooner? I need to share with you the Bitly link. I have it actually. If you scan this, you will get the Bitly link. But I realized I didn't. Okay, so here below, if you want to like just copy it, is the Bitly link to sign up for our Astra platform. So yeah, so if you once you sign up with it, you can start creating your vector database, and you can follow that instruction. And maybe next time we can show that too. We haven't show actually sign up with our vector, our Astra DB, and then start playing around with it. And you can use immediately tell it to create vector database for you, and there are example code that you can follow along. It's pretty pretty good to start as a starter. So yeah, so please give that a try. Yeah. So
Well, that's a good idea, Mary. Yeah, it probably would be good for some folks to see how to do that. Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So yeah. All right. Yeah. So I think then today, yeah, we kind of finished for today now. And please continue to follow us, and we'll have more things to share with you every time. So yes. So yeah,
And
very good.
also mentioning that with the holiday weekend coming up, that next week we won't have a show, but so we're just going to skip
That's
next
right.
week, and then the
That's
week
right.
after we'll be back.
We'll be back. Yes. Yeah. For sure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And if you're in the US, yeah, enjoy the long weekend. Yeah. So, okay. Great. All right. Take
All
care.
right. Thanks,
Thank
everyone. Bye bye.
you. Bye.